to pass our way that will help in the application of our life in the spirit, particularly in the earth. Those things are going to be laid on the foundation of the basic things that have been assumed, and it is your duty to labor to ensure that your heart is deep enough so that God can just communicate a sentence to you, and because of the depth of your heart, that thing will be magnified. It will be magnified. So God can say one sentence to you, and you can run that sentence for 1 year. I remember sometime last year I was praying. I told my wife, I just want to pray for 2 hours. So just I'll take some break now. And then I began to pray, and then the Lord sent me a word immediately. And that's how basically He speaks to me. That who are these that fly like a cloud and like doves to their windows? That thing was what I used to run the whole of 2021. Who are these that fly like a cloud and like doves to their windows? Who are these that fly like a cloud and like doves to their windows? So it takes a developed mind to magnify the words of God. My soul doth magnify the Lord. Are you with me? So I'm saying that I'm going to be saying some basic things tonight, and those basic things will be on certain assumptions, because my intention is that life applications will be done by you in your life in the spirit course, just so that you become more useful, more relevant in the work of God or in the activities of God in your life. So let's run to Exodus chapter 19 as we begin. We're going to be handling the burden of consecration this weekend, and there is a reason why God is wanting us to go in this direction. But let's start from verse 1 of Exodus chapter 19. So it's going to be a long read. Just follow me as we do it. In the 3rd month, on the same day of the month that the Israelites had left the land of Egypt, they entered the wilderness of Sinai, and they departed from Rephidim. They entered the wilderness of Sinai and camped in the wilderness, and Israel camped there in front of the mountain. Moses went up to the mountain to God, and the Lord called to him from the mountain. This is what you must say to the house of Jacob and explain to the Israelites. You have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I carried you on eagle's wings and brought you to me. Now, if you will listen to me and carefully keep my covenant, you will be my own possession out of all the peoples, although all the earth is mine, and you will be my kingdom of priests and my holy nation. These are the words that you are to say to the Israelites. After Moses came back, he summoned the elders of the people and said before them all these words that the Lord had commanded him. Then all the people responded together, "We will do all that the Lord has spoken." So Moses brought the people's words back to the Lord. The Lord said to Moses, "I am going to come to you in a dense cloud, so that the people will hear when I speak with you and will always believe you." Then Moses reported the people's words to the Lord, and the Lord told Moses, "Go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow. They must wash their clothes and be prepared by the 3rd day. For on the 3rd day, the Lord will come down on Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. Put boundaries for the people all around the mountain, and say, be careful that you don't go up the mountain or touch its base. Anyone who touches the mountain will be put to death. No hand may touch him. Instead, he will be stoned or shot with arrows. No animal or man will live. When the ram's horn sounds a long blast, they may go up to the mountain." Verse 16. On the 3rd day, when morning came, there was thunder and lightning, a thick cloud on the mountain, and a loud trumpet sound, so that all the people in the camp shuddered. Then Moses brought the people out of the camp to meet God, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. Mount Sinai was completely enveloped in smoke, because the Lord came down on it in fire. Its smoke went up like the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mountain shook violently as the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder. Moses spoke, and God answered him in the thunder. Now let's stop there for a while and go through this stuff again. In Exodus chapter 3, an interesting case is brought to us. You remember in Exodus chapter 3, Moses was wandering in the backsides of the wilderness, and then he came to a particular mountain. And then the voice of the Lord came to him from the burning bush. He said, "Take off your feet, for where thou standest is holy ground." And many things happened there in that place. That encounter that Moses had at that burning bush is something that you can, if you are intentional, run a basic consecration course on. There's a basic consecration course that you can run using that encounter alone at the burning bush, because many times that's exactly how God prepares the man he wants to use. First of all, he takes him to take off the shoes from his leg, then he tells him to put his hand in his bosom, and then he tells him to throw what he's holding in on the ground. All of those things have implications, they have significations, and I don't have the time to go into all of that. But the point is this, that God now told Moses that in verse 12 of chapter 3, God told Moses that the thing that I'm sending you to go and do, the destination is this mountain. That you will go to Egypt and bring the children of Israel out of Egypt, and you will bring them where? To this mountain, and it is on this mountain that I will appear to you. So, hey, remember, I think that's in Exodus chapter 7 verse 16, when God asked Moses to go speak to Pharaoh. He said, let Israel come out of Egypt so that they can worship me, and the location of that worship was supposed to be in the wilderness. Oh my, the location was supposed to be in the wilderness. But initially God had told Moses that the place that you people will come to know that you have gotten to the right place, because what makes the wilderness make sense is the fact that God is there. If you ever find yourself in the wilderness, what is going to make the wilderness make sense is that God is there. Many people that are in wilderness experiences where God is absent. The fact that you are in a wilderness experience by itself does not mean that God is working with you. There is a wilderness experience that can be orchestrated from darkness, and that day, if you watch me, I do, if I'm experiencing something that seems to be a wilderness, I want to check, are you here? Because the only thing that will make sense for you to be in a prison at a particular point in time is that God is with you in that prison. You remember Joseph, that Joseph was in prison and God was there with him. That is it. If it was darkness that locked you in prison, it is not a testimony that I was in prison for 30 years. When you come before His Majesty, they will ask you, who sent you there? Because what is going to make your experiences meaningful is the fact that God is in the center of those experiences. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Because there is this Sakpa language that is all over the place now, and people believe that because there is Sakpa, then God is teaching me a lesson. It's not always the case. It may be a time that you may be in lack, and that lack, it is the devil that is showing you shaggy, and you need to oh my, you see, forget it. But the point is that God said that how you will know that you are worshiping me is that you will find yourself on this mountain that I first revealed myself to you. Are you with me? When the children of Israel came out of Egypt at first, they passed through the wilderness, right? However, they did not get to the place that God first appeared to Moses until, according to Exodus chapter 19, the third month. That it was on the third month, on the same day when they left Egypt, that God now appeared to Moses. That was when they arrived at Sinai. Did you see that in your Bible? Are you with me in your house this evening? The reason is because God already told Moses that how you will know that you have come to the place of worship is that you will find me in this mountain. There was something that you saw when you first encountered me in Sinai, and I'm going to follow you to Egypt, and I will bring you out of Egypt. Even though I am going to be with you while you are coming out of Egypt, I will not you will not begin worshiping me until you arrive at this place. There are other times in our operation with